Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Bill Tucci.
Behold his mighty hand.
Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang.
Just want to manage expectations.
Weird.
This is the worst.
Oh, Mr. Tucci.
Oh my God, what a crazy couple of I apologize. I gotta apologize to our guests because I had sent out the email at 12:19 p.m. for the StreamYard, and Steve just called me. He's like, I don't have the link.
Steve to the rescue.
Steve to the rescue.
Steve to the rescue.
And you know, Blevins, you can't get Blevins on the phone anymore. So
I know Blevins hates us.
I know.
I doubt he'll even show up today.
Listen, man, let's do this. Let's invite our hey, you doing, everybody out there who is in the audience right now, because we are falling a little bit behind. TJ James.
TJ, I love you, TJ.
God bless him. Hey, Robert Fraga, brother. Good to see you, pal.
Robert Fraga, welcome.
Wish you were joining us. You know what? You should call your bro and take a little hop, skip, and a jump over to the Albuquerque Comic-Con and hang out with me and old Robert Fraga.
Yeah.
With old Dan Fraga.
That's right.
That's right. Well, let's introduce our guest. First of all, we have a member of the team, the one, the only, in his fabulous blue shirt that matches his eyes, Dr. Brian Blett. Oh
my God! How'd you guys get in my office?
Oh man! Why did I just saw
office?
this guy run away? What were you doing?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Some guy like this. He's put his
Some
pants
guy
on.
just ran and pulled his pants up. What was
Man,
that about? Ooh.
All right, and then we have somebody else who I am going to see this weekend. Hopefully, Robert Fraga will join
I'm
us.
jealous. I'm jealous.
Super
You should be
jelly.
jelly. You should be
Uncle
jelly.
Jesse himself. That's what
My
I'm going to
pal
say.
who saved the day by calling me, because I would have been with Scal. Like, does everybody hate us, Nile? Nobody wants to join us.
Yeah.
But the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the pride of North Babylon, New York, Mr. Stephen Barrows.
Woo!
I wanted to
Heroes!
a little.
We have to start doing those introductions like the Love Boat. Right? We got to do that. We have to start doing that. So, you know, here you are, Stephen, like this. And you're like, man, Stephen Paris, you go.
All exciting and new.
Can we do that? We have to do that.
Yeah, we got to do that.
See, that music, and then we can introduce everybody. All right, guys. So we're going to go live with this project. Steve, if you saw, I sent away, I sent Leandro 3 pages. And I did all the notes because it's this gigantic Golden Age battle scene with Nazi robots destroying the Brooklyn Bridge. And it's got Miss Fury, Bozo the Robot, Captain Battle, Black Terror, and the original Daredevil.
It's extraordinary, and I just want to clarify because I usually put SheScribe because for your friends and fans, writer, co-writer of the Return of the Warrior trilogy. But on Gatecrasher, the great J.C. Vaughn is writing it with you, and I am editor, lending creative thoughts and and editorial prowess. So I don't want to confuse anybody or take away any of J.C.'s thunder with my SheScribe Peros nomenclature.
Somebody needs to SheScribe to your channel.
Oh, where's the bell, Billy? Where's the bell?
Subscribe to this channel.
All right, let's go west. It's not live. What's up? Sorry, Sorry, William.
What's up, Nate?
What's up?
I am going to go live now because now go live until we're
Oh wait,
live.
so this is just us BSing? We haven't even been on
No,
yet?
we're live. We're live.
We're live.
Campaign. I'm going to do it right now. Let's
Oh,
see.
you mean this project? I thought you meant us. Okay.
I've read the details, of course. Let's launch it. Let's see.
In
Launch.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
2.
Live. All right.
Yeah,
We are now
all right.
live, everybody. Hang on, I got a little thing here. Where'd it go?
Very good spit take, Mr. Blevins. I have to
Man,
say.
I'm looking at the aftermath, and I'm like, man, I got to clean that up. That's rough.
One of the
Okay.
benefits of not having roommates.
I'm in my office.
There you go.
I'm in my office.
That's so sad.
All right, so we are now live. Project is live, so I guess we just watch this to see if anyone's going to bid.
Yeah.
Always, yes.
So, we should have ran the. Let's play the video real quick.
Roll that beautiful bean footage, Billy.
Roll that
Together by the great Nile. What's up, everybody? Billy Tucci here, and I am so proud to announce our latest original graphic novel, She Gatecrasher. Nice, Nile.
In Gatecrasher, Anna Ishikawa, allied with Ran, my original concept for She, finds herself trapped in comic book time and must battle through a cartoonist's history to find her way back to her daughter, Otaru. Starting in 1938, Gatecrasher will take the reader on an amazing adventure across comics' incredible decades, trends, and genres that includes war, westerns, horror, apes, Nazis, space chicks, superheroes, romance, robots, dinosaurs, commies, cartoons, crime, bad girls, zombies. Along the way, the pair will stand side by side with the world's greatest indie and public domain heroes before coming face to face with Brian Pulido's iconic Lady Death, Sworn. Written by J.C. Vaughn and illustrated by me, Leandro Oliveira, and Hi-Fi Color Designs Brian Miller, She Gatecrasher is literally the destroy all monsters of comic book characters that features variant covers by Stan Sakai, Art Thibert, Rini Strinkalski, and the legendary Rob Liefeld.
Nice.
So please join us on this fantastical four-color adventure. I want to thank you for over 30 wonderful years in comics, and I know you're just going to love Gatecrasher. I'll see you in the funny books. In the funny books.
In the funny books.
And the
Yes. In the funny books. Thank you guys for joining us. Whoa, we're already at Thank you.
What?
Where are you, JC?
What's
Yeah,
up,
where
JC?
are
Why are
you?
you not here?
Why are you
I
not
know.
here?
I don't know where Old Bean is.
I'm a bit sad he hasn't pulled. Oh, there he is.
I'm a
He's
little
arrived.
bit myself. I don't know. I think I can do Paul.
Paul.
Hello, Old Bean.
What up, JC?
Can you hear us?
Are we almost like Frozen Bald Guy? Almost.
JC, can you hear me?
Nope.
Steve, are you drinking?
I am. I have a little something. I always have to match Bill Tucci. What's Bill Tucci got? Yeah.
I got a little bit of Oban that William bought me for Christmas.
Nice.
Year. My beautiful son bought me that. He asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I want a bottle of scotch, and I'll only drink it with you.
I think.
Aw.
But I'm not because he's working and I'm drinking.
Yeah, I know. So you're betraying your son. But that's just par for the course, Billy.
Oh, I've been lying to him since he's been a little, he's been as old as his teeth. I got to be honest with you because, the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, right?
What about Santa?
Yeah, what about Santa,
What?
dude?
What about-
He came to my house a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we got somebody else joined us.
That's JC.
Text twice? Oh, okay. Here he is.
Can you hear us now, sir?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Look at that. We're already at
Yes, there we go.
our goal. Guys, you are wonderful.
Backer number 11, William.
Thank you, William. So here with She Gatecrasher. We are live today. We've got a bunch of wonderful levels for you guys, rewards, perks. JC Vaughn, writer extraordinaire, is down at the bottom there, taking up the rear, as you will. The rear
would
guard.
never say that.
Up
in the rear.
Up here is the
It's Deb.
and delightful Deborah Tucci. If anyone has any questions,
The true brains behind the operation.
yes, the
Sometimes,
brains.
not always.
I'm the beauty and she's the brains.
Thanks a lot.
Hey,
Glad you have the beard. I
what do you
love
think
the
of my beard, guys?
I love it.
Oh, it's nice.
I love it.
Let's all say we hate it, please, because Debbie wants it gone.
Oh,
No,
Debbie. Then you know what, Deb? Let me jump in then on this because I said to Billy, you've lost your boyish charm. What happened?
Yeah. 1,000%.
You aged 10 years.
I was like, oh, look at his face.
Jimmy said no. My face, I shaved all this.
Oh, he lost his teen sensation status.
He's now a man sensation.
Well, let's go live on me for a second because I'll tell you what I'm doing in 2 weeks.
What?
Debbie and I are going to do a charity. We're going to go as guests to our friends of ours for a charity event, which is a Gatsby-esque gala.
Yeah.
So we will be old-timey. Steve, you know old-timey.
Yeah, I understand. They were all clean shaven in the Great Gatsby.
Yes, but they had the little mustache.
Oh, do a little pencil mustache. Yeah.
Yes, so I'm going to go and get myself a John Barrymore mustache. So what I'll do is in 2 weeks, I'll get my hair cut, and I'll get a shave and a haircut.
Uh-oh, smoking a pancake.
Thank you. Smoking and I'm going to get like a little Barrymore-esque little mustache.
You're gonna put a little black mascara on it, highlight it up.
No.
Oh, should I get like?
Yeah.
No, stop.
Use a little black mascara on that, just so it's really
maybe
there.
Like a
It's got to be that little. It's got to do this.
It's got to do what? Yes, it's got to be like. I got to look at old pictures of Errol.
I got to say, I think you should go a completely different direction.
So, but Deb, he's committing to shaving. He's saying, he's telling you that in 2 weeks and a day, it's going to be gone. Totally. He's going to go just down to mustache that night.
I have to spend the whole night of a beautiful gala staring at a ridiculous mustache.
What about a monocle? Have you got a monocle yet?
Put up an image of John Barrymore.
I'm doing it right now. I'm going to do it right now.
I think you're going entirely the wrong direction with this.
Hang on. I
think you need a Groucho mustache.
What do you think?
Oh, yes.
I don't mind the Groucho mustache.
Oh, God help me.
What do you think? Look at that.
I think that looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible, actually. It almost looks like you, kind of.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Steve will tell you that everyone told me I looked like a golden age movie star back in
everybody. Billy looks just like a golden age movie star. And if you don't believe me, just ask him.
That's right. Yes.
This looks like a young Kevin Kevin
Kline looks like an old Errol
Kevin
Flynn.
Kline actually played Errol Flynn. Kevin Kline played Errol Flynn in a movie about 5, 6 years ago.
And we have Russ Cassidy here too. So Russ is our Kickstarter guru. What would you call him? Our Guy Friday. He's our Guy Friday, man.
He's our IT manager.
So that's the kind of mustache I'm going to get. So and I think I'm going to keep it for like a week. Maybe
Are you going to get a monocle though?
Everybody give a nice shout out to Russell.
Here,
Russell.
Kind enough to help me build the Kickstarter.
Yes.
Or actually
Russell's
build
the best.
the Kickstarter because I'm generally so exhausted after the other platform that I don't even want to look at it. And without him, I would pull out my hair.
And he's doing a capital job, isn't he?
Russell, you have no idea how grateful I am for you.
You know what? Oh, look at that. I could look like Errol Flynn.
Oh, this isn't about you.
It is about me and the mustache.
It's about Gatecrasher.
Oh, good, Steve. Look, I could do this.
Holy tangent.
Hang on, Steve. Look.
Can we please stop?
Steve. What was the play we were in, Steve? Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera, yes.
Yes, and
right, call me when
we're ready. We're ready to get serious. But
well,
look,
you're not getting Barrymore.
I can get an ascot, Steve, too.
That's true. That's very true. Well, you gotta go full on 20s if you're going to a Gatsby party.
Well, I'm gonna wear a tuxedo. I have a tuxedo, so I'm gonna wear a tuxedo. And Daddy got her flapper, right? You got your flapper dress?
I ordered 3. I'll figure out which one I
Do you know the password to the speakeasy yet?
Are they doing all that stuff?
I think so.
Speakeasy and everything?
That's what I heard.
Put that campaign up, Billy.
Yeah, let's do the campaign. I'm sorry. Let's get back.
This is detrimental.
And by the way, in the 20s, John Barrymore had no mustache.
I know he didn't. I know that Errol Flynn didn't either, and I don't know of an actor.
Because he was 8 years old. That's why.
Goal is reached.
Yeah, he was. Oh, look at that! We hit our goal in minutes.
Oh,
and you got a super duper chat.
ladies and gentlemen, the great Paul Taylor. How's it going, from the wintry wild tundra that is Canada. Hail and good evening. Errol Flynn's movies were all good, even Cuban Rebel Girls.
Yeah.
Even the one I saw where he was in Burma, I think, and was very fat. Robin Hood was still his best role. He wasn't fat in a.
Well, yes, I wouldn't say he was very fat. I think he was certainly a little bloated and alcohol and drug addled.
I mean, when he drunk.
Yeah, but not in Objective Burma. That's like 1943. He's still like 32. You talk about like maybe Cuban Rebel Girls.
Yeah, but Errol Flynn wears 32 like most men wear 52.
That's true. Well, thank you guys. Oh my God, honey, look, we're approaching 10 grand. This is amazing.
Thank you,
Todd Yoho. Wow, funded already. That's
Todd
awesome.
Yoho.
Thanks, Todd.
That's a cool name.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So, does anyone have any questions, honey? You want to divulge in our exclusives for this campaign?
So, we have.
I'll get to them.
The first exclusive. We only have one exclusive.
No, we have two exclusives.
What's the second exclusive?
The original art. All my rough cut art. Look, we have two exclusives.
Oh yeah, we took it. Yes, you're right. We do have two exclusives. Sorry, there's two exclusives.
Two.
The first one is the exclusive Kickstarter only edition of the She, Lady Death, and June Tart Mills Femme Fatale cover. This is a soft cover or trade paperback. And it is only available on Kickstarter.
Yep.
And it's got a lovely, moody maroon background.
I called it Red Storm Rising.
Okay. It's called Red Storm Rising.
Soft
I just
cover.
call
Thank
it
you.
the Kickstarter exclusive. Thank you.
What, Nile?
I
What?
net at it.
I did that as I was typing it in. And of course, we're offering the ultimate perk, which is all 60, it might be 70 pages because I did my Nazi robots and all that, a lot of design images, but it's all my original art for this book tucked neatly in two portfolios.
Explain original art before you.
It's my original art. I can show you some.
Okay, I understand that, but this is not the finished original art.
No, it's got to be. It's got to be inked. It's got to be.
These are your pencils, Billy? Is that what we're looking at?
Yes, I'll show it right now. If Nile Scout
they range from pencils to rough pencils. Some of them are fully detailed, and some of them are rough.
Here's a double page spread.
Yes, some of them are rougher than others.
So right here you have. Jeff, you want to give it? You wrote it to page.
Stunning. This is stunning.
This Black Terror punching old Uncle Adolf in the face. Then you have a bunch of Nazis coming off a U-boat.
And let's see the Nazi robots.
Okay, I'm getting to them. Then you have Miss Fury beckoning the viewer into the battle to come and join us. And then we go up to our Teutonic Titans of Steel.
It's tremendous.
Krupp Steel right there. And there's Ran and She parachuting in. And we've got some P-40 Warhawks flying around. We got, look at this, 3 of them. The original Daredevil, what's his name?
No, okay. Lev Gleason was the publisher, not the character.
Oh, that's right. Lev Gleason was the publisher.
Oh, dear.
Well, that's what happens when you got to start going through legal stuff, honey. These are men talk right here. So let's. No, you can't talk. You can't leave. So we have, and then we have. Look who's that streaking in on his rocket pack?
Would it be the Rocketeer?
No, it's not the Rocketeer. No.
Who is that?
Would be cool. That's
Rocket Boy.
Captain Battle is coming in to attack the Ratsies, and they're destroying
You got Black Terror. You got Black Terror.
Black Terror's right there, punching
Hitler.
Hitler right in the face.
JC, might you would you or Billy actually throw out a year or two so we know where these characters came from? Because some of these your viewers might not know these characters and their history. I'm not saying they want a long thing.
It's 1940, 1941, 42. There's some of the characters came a little bit sooner. Some of them came a little bit later. We're taking a small amount of liberties, but everything is in the same era.
Yeah. Our particular scene takes place in 1941.
When the Nazis invaded Brooklyn, as everybody knows.
When the Nazis invaded Brooklyn, New York. Yep.
Listen, I was born in Brooklyn, everybody. I remember it well.
You were born in Brooklyn?
I was. Brooklyn Hospital. That was me. 2 years. First 2 years of my life was in Brooklyn.
Interesting.
So let me ask you guys a question then.
Yeah.
So how did you come about picking which characters you were going to put in this book?
Two big factors, Nile, and it's a great question. First off is, are they cool? And Golden Age Daredevil, it's hard to get cooler than him in Black Terror. Billy already has an affinity for Miss Fury and has drawn her excellently in the past. That seemed like a natural. And, in Captain Battle, we needed somebody with a rocket pack. But it really comes down to what are ones that are clearly public domain. That there's no ambiguity on. That was part of the decision there. It did not stop us from asking a few key people for permission to use their characters, which we have.
Yep, and those remain secret?
Well, that's up to you.
That's up. Yeah, it's up to you. Oh, the Canuck. Thank you, the Canuck. Look who's here, honey. Oh, he's saying hi to Miss Stippling. There you are. Thank you, Amanda. Got my candle. Should light that bad boy.
Billy or Nile, whichever one. Robert Fraga here has a great question, and I don't know the answer to it.
Where might that question be? Here it is.
He says, what's with the 5 options in the all gone area at the bottom? All of them show as 0 backers except the Gatecrasher bystander, which just got added in there.
Okay, so some of the things I have to look because it looks a little different from my perspective as from yours, but there were some things that were initially added that should not have been. Let's put it that way.
Oh no! Like what?
Like the superhero, which is gone. That was part of Indiegogo. So as you all know, and as I introduced in the beginning, our friend and cohort Russell Cassidy was transferring things over, and some of them should not have been. So that is probably what I think you're looking at. I can take a look and message you directly afterwards to be sure. But without me,
because we already used
and Russell, if you're listening, it says they'll go live tomorrow. So it could also be that they are the items that here he goes. Yes. So those are the items that. So if you notice, and I don't know if Billy's spoken about this, he should have if he hasn't.
Of course I have. You were late, but why don't you tell them again to remind them of the 24-hour
24 hours of this campaign. Everyone that pledges will get a free 8-inch sticker.
Vinyl sticker, heavy vinyl sticker, which is this image right here, which is our trade paperback image featuring She, Lady Death, and Miss Fury.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep. Everyone who pledges.
What you're seeing at the bottom then is quite possibly what happens after 24 hours when these are no longer available.
Yeah, I asked the same question because I'm like, why are these things all doubled? And then Debbie explained to me that pick your first 24-hour perk while it's there because you get the free sticker, everyone.
Yes. Without it, so this ensured that at the 20, actually slightly over, you have, I think, a little extra 2 hours if I read it correctly. But tomorrow evening, they will all. Any pledge level with the free sticker goes bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that helps.
Yeah, so pick your 24-hour pledge. The first pledge per, again, they're doubled. So if you look, right? Aren't they doubled?
Let's not worry about it.
Let's not worry about it. Just
I think it's one of the 2 things I mentioned. So again, I can take a better look afterwards. And if anybody has any questions, you can either message me on the Kickstarter. Well, obviously, you can ask other questions here, but if it has to do with those 2 items or topics that we just discussed, you can message me on the Kickstarter board or at debtucci@optonline.net.
Your Deb Tucci at billytucci.com email's not working?
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works.
It was working yesterday. It wasn't working today.
Yeah, mine's been working. So, and if you guys look at what our stretch goals are, you guys are going to get all the stretch goals because we're so close because we do a thing right now, Scala, called No Fan Left Behind.
That's right.
Our platform. So what we do is that we do Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and each backers from each platform benefits from the other platforms.
So once we hit 10 here, they get they get the 100 everything up to the 100,000. Right?
Yep, you'll get the Rob Liefeld metal cover. Will be unleashed. But we can't
metal
see.
card.
Metal trading card.
Metal trading card, right. Yes, metal trading card. And John Delarose, good to see you, however, briefly at San Diego. That's a busy show, but thank you for stopping by and saying hi.
You broke 10K.
Did we
10K.
really?
Wow.
Holy shit.
So
God
bless.
bless.
A lot of stretch goals.
Yes, you guys getting a lot of stuff. So the stretch goals you guys will get are these. And now, but we have to do things a certain way for Indiegogo, right? Who do I look like? Who am I?
Oh, stop.
No.
Stop.
Jeff, what am I doing? Jeff.
Stop.
Seriously?
I know who you're doing. Stop it.
All right, fine.
Why am I here?
Because you're better looking than me. I mean, that's really, let's be honest.
It's not setting the
Then
bar.
you should be
real
sitting
high.
behind her, right?
I should, but she doesn't know how to work the mouse.
Oh.
You think I don't know how to work a mouse?
You do?
You point at it and scream.
Next time on the Bickersons.
On the Bickersons. All right, so right now, we have a lot of great stretch goals ready for you guys. The first one, of course, is the 24-hour reward. Everyone gets the free She, Lady Death, and Miss Fury Bad Girls 8x5 inch heavy vinyl sticker. If you choose a physical perk, because it'll
we
get
can't
shipped.
send them to you if you have it.
Once we hit 50,000, if we do.
No, we already.
No, already did.
Once we hit 50,000, remember these platforms are rivals.
Oh.
We'll expand Gatecrasher from 48 to 56 pages and add a really cool cover gallery, and maybe 2 pages of story. We have to add the
No.
We have to add 2 pages of story.
Promised
Jeff,
me.
I know, but we have to add 2 pages of story. I told Jeff today, right, Jeff? I said I'll talk to Debbie about it, but I just did. So okay.
In our entire marriage, you have never, ever, ever, ever stuck to a page limit. Ever.
Now, hey, Deb.
Both
Steve and I have stuck to the page counts.
You had to go beg them for extra pages.
Steve and Jeff is like, I can't do this in the amount of pages that we agreed upon.
So what was
No.
This
what
is
I usually
Deborah,
say. What I usually say
Deborah,
is, have you asked Debbie? Is this okay with Debbie?
Well, let me tell you both right now, it's not.
Just to be emphatically clear about this, Steve and I hit our page counts.
Every time I ask Billy, he tells me the Deb said it was fine.
Thank you. See, Dr. Blevins.
That was really good timing of popping Blevins up
It
there.
really was. It really was. And that was very good. Anyway, so what we're going to unlock at $55,000 stretch goal. Everyone will get a free digital edition of She Gatecrasher. At $60,000, everyone will get the She, Lady Death, and Miss Fury trading card. The black and white art, though, which I'm really proud of. I love Brian Miller's colors, but I love black and white art. Yeah, can I have that piece of art, darling? Please, sweetie.
Here I am, Vanna White.
Well, Rosina is Jeff's Vanna White. So here's the original art. So there you go.
Lovely.
Once we hit $60,000, if and when we do, everyone. I'm sorry, I just did that one. When we hit 65,000, it will be the Everybody Charleston mini print. Here's the Everybody Charleston original art. Look at that.
I love that piece.
Old timey, right? So let's just get that out of here. If we hit $70,000, everyone will get the Stan Sakai Usagi Yojimbo trading card and She trading card. $75,000. The RT Bear. I sent RT Bear an invite. He has yet to get back to me. Why RT Bear hates us, I don't know.
He doesn't hate us.
I think he does.
It could be
It's your beard.
It could be the beard.
Yeah.
Do you think Art is jealous of my beard? Maybe.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isn't he out in California?
No, he's in Texas. No one's in
Okay,
California.
well,
Hey,
that's the point.
California?
It might be a little
Fle-
too early
No,
for him.
no, he fled California. My God.
Steve's in California.
And it's a good thing. Anyway. Sorry, Steve. So awkward. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And by the way, thank you everyone for expressing your concern and thoughts and prayers for the people of Los Angeles. No, really. I really appreciate how you've joined in and led with that. You're great people. You're all fine people on both sides.
No, well, you had to evacuate, Steve, and thankfully you're back.
I am.
Right?
I am.
So
are you guys under a warning again, Steve?
Not today, no. I was on Tuesday was the first night of the fires. The winds were 100 miles an hour. Oh, that's very, very tacky. And they were unable to use planes for the Palisades and the Altadena fires, so that's why they spread so violently. I mean, if you've seen the footage of how the 100-mile-an-hour winds. Anyway, yeah. Tuesday there were not winds. And a fire started in the hills right above me, just 2 blocks that way. I could see them from a window. It was called the Sunset Fire, and we watched it spread from this out our window to this out our window. And so we evacuated. Fortunately, that was when they were able to use the planes. They scooped up water from Lake Hollywood. They had all sorts of fire retardants. And I was able to come back home about roughly 4 hours later. So we were one of the lucky ones in this whole week of fires. So if there had been the same winds that there were yesterday, this that you are looking at would not be here.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Terrifying.
A sobering thought.
Terrifying.
And our friend Mark Haynes lives about 6 blocks from you.
Yeah, even a little less than that. Yeah. So we all are very grateful for our amazing firemen and women and what they did that night. It was pretty miraculous. So thank you. But anyway, let's get back to
God bless him. Hey, Steve, do you Steve, do you think
Excuse me.
Sure.
So not only are we concerned for you, Steve, but all of our friends who are watching somewhere, anywhere that may be involved or have that threat. Our hearts and our prayers are with you.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of there are a lot of displaced people. There's a lot of aid going on both on the government and the personal front. I can't tell you how many emails I'm getting from literally any and all organizations I'm a part of, whether it's my union, whether it's anything. I mean, there's so much being made available, so many individuals donating, so many organizations. So I think, as always, as with the earthquake, as with so many things, the city will pick itself up and recover. I have no doubt.
Sorry,
Steve, can you tell us about the body of the scuba diver you came upon in Runyon Canyon when you were hiking, and how did that get there?
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go with this joke, but I didn't know.
Too soon? Is it too soon?
A scuba diver. I don't have a quick recall. It's been a foggy week.
Well, this poor guy was sponge fishing, diving, and he got scooped up by some U.S. Coast Guard aircraft and dumped.
Is that true?
Yeah, you didn't.
No.
You didn't see they found the body of and they're like, why is there a scuba diver in the middle of in a crevice in Runyon Canyon? And they realized he was.
Let me explain something to you. I am in Runyon Canyon. I am watching the news. What news outlet is telling you there was a scuba diver in the middle of Runyon Canyon?
TMZ.
Yeah, he was watching scuba.tv.
Yeah, man.
It's Shark Week.
How do you not know this?
No, it's they did not scoop up water from the ocean. That's actually ridiculous, let alone dangerous. You have to scoop it up from still lakes and reservoirs, and that's where the water got scooped up from.
Well, the guy was scuba diving in the lake.
Yeah. Yes, I'm with Paul on this.
Really?
Yeah.
Paul paid good money for us to get rid of that joke.
Yeah.
Paul just told me to do this right now.
All right.
Let's watch the video.
About time I found something.
What's up, everybody? Billy Tucci here, and I am so proud to announce our latest original graphic novel, She Gatecrasher.
In Gatecrasher, Anna Ishikawa, allied with Ran, my original concept for She, finds herself trapped in comic book time and must battle through a cartoonist's history to find her way back to her daughter, Hotaru. Starting in 1938, Gatecrasher will take the reader on an amazing adventure across comics' incredible decades, trends, and genres that includes war, westerns, horror, apes,
Nazis,
space chicks, superheroes, romance, robots,
dinosaurs,
commies, cartoons, crime, bad girls, zombies. Along the way, the pair will stand side by side with the world's greatest indie and public domain heroes before coming face to face with Brian Pulido's iconic Lady Death.
Sworn.
Written by J.C. Vaughn and illustrated by me, Leandro Oliveira, and Hi-Fi Color Designs Brian Miller, She Gatecrasher is literally the destroy all monsters of comic book characters that features variant covers by Stan Sakai, Art Thibert, Reed Strapolsky, and the legendary Rob Liefeld.
So please join us on this fantastical four-color adventure. I want to thank you for over 30 wonderful years in comics, and I know you're just going to love Gatecrasher. I'll see you in the funny books.
Man, I just want to say, like, I mean, I love all the covers, but man, Renee she understood the assignment, bro.
Oh yeah,
She knocked that one
it out of the park.
And I sent our beautiful Renee a message to join us, so hopefully she will.
Listen, I'd like to jump in because, as you know, it's hard for Billy and JC as men of great dignity to toot their own horn. But as the editor and consultant on this, who is looking at the script pages, looking at the art, I've just got to tell you all, especially whether you are a new fan of She or whether you are someone who has been a part of the life of She since for 30 years, that what these two gentlemen are doing, taking Anna Ishikawa on a time-traveling journey that's not only incredibly exciting eye candy to just watch page after page of Anna interacting with characters from across decades, but also a story with a real heart and soul and really wild intellectual idea that Anna is not just doing this by herself. She's doing this side by side with the original idea, incarnation, drawing of who Anna was supposed to be, who didn't get to live. And that is so fascinating. And JC and Billy are just coming up with just real heady, wild stuff while also entertaining you with the sheer graphic audacity of what they're doing. This is an incredible book. And even just that image you just saw, that Billy, that 2-page spread, that's the whole book. I mean, it's quite extraordinary. And I can't wait to get my copy and for you all to see yours.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. That was very, very nice.
Yes, thank you. And I really enjoyed our last editorial meeting. That was a lot of fun, a lot of fireworks going off, sparks flying. But the thing is that this story, at the heart of this story is Ran, right, Jeff? And Ran is this character right here is my original inception of She, the one on the left, the character on the left.
Yeah, I think the thing about it is that it really gives us this point of following trends versus making trends. And, you know, you look at Ran and she is absolutely steeped in the 90s. And the thing that I said during our editorial meeting is, given Billy's passion for doing this, for doing what turned out to be She #1, I think there's no way it wasn't going to be a hit. But I think that if he does not go his own direction, I don't think we're still talking about the character 30 years later. And I think it's a profound difference. And Steve, for all of his great compliments right there, really brought stuff to the mix. And everybody knows it's read Return of the Warrior and and Hotaru and Sakura, that right now Billy and Steve have been creating the best She comics there's ever been. And to get a chance to come back and write the character again and have Steve play editor this time is really a blast. He is thought-provoking and no structure, just like a god.
Yeah. Well, no, and thank you, Jeff, for taking on, because we're writing this character for the first time. So for those that you may not know, Ran was what my original inception of she was my character. And she was a product of, what was she? Was she a ninja clan and a samurai clan?
And a fever dream.
Yes, she is like the unholy result of a union between that. And she was just this stone cold killer, sort of vigilante-esque type of character. What's up, Hen? And the more research I started doing with the character, and Barry Orkin, Steve, our friend, all of our friends, one of our friends, my very best friend since 7th grade, told me about the Sohai warriors, the Bushido monks, and the Yamabushi monks. And then once the more I got into that, the character started to, I guess, cliched. It's been said many times, being a cliche.
Shed its cliche.
No. Well, she kind of took a life on her own. Like, it just started to steamroll. Like everything.
Shedding the ninja cliche.
Yeah, everything's but shed the ninja cliche. But I'm saying my statement's a cliche that the character started to write herself in a way.
Well, let me ask you, Billy. Tell us, how did that alter your visual conception of her? So we're looking at two very distinctive. There's similarities, but there's obviously very, very distinctive differences. What made you move from the visual conceit on the left to the one on the right?
I can answer part of that.
Yeah, please answer.
So, Ran is wearing one of my bathing suits.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he took a picture of me in that bathing suit and tried to figure out a way to turn it into a costume.
And that's going to be $1,000 pledge level. If anybody wants that photo, I will sell for $1,000.
The original Polaroid.
No.
You're like 22.
No.
Come on.
No.
Do you have the original bathing suit? Is the bigger question.
No. So once,
is that the one of you on the beach in Florida?
Can I
The
finish?
pink one, right? Right?
I think you should let her talk, Billy.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, once he started researching, that's when the she costume kind of came to fruition.
Confirmed. $1,000.
Stop
I have
selling
it.
me off.
I'm not selling you off. I'm selling a photo of
Cut
you.
to this shit.
Hey, this is a kid's show.
It's confirmed.
12,900, Billy.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys.
So, but I guess the things that I learned from Barry, I don't know, Barry and I went to lunch or something like that. And he started to tell me about the Sohai warriors. And one of the major things about them was that their primary weapon was the naginata. So you'll see she wields the naginata, katana. Ran wields katana. And that's what kind of separated her. And again, from a lot of the bad girl characters that followed she, which is in the book, actually, the bad girls play a major part in the book. They all had swords. There was a few of them, blatant ripoff characters. And the majority of them had, a pair of katana and a wakizashi sword. I don't even know if they had a wakizashi, which is a shorter sword. I think what they both had just katana. And it always struck me about that. Like, what if I had done this? What if I had gone with my initial impression?
Also, the red circle over her eye. There are so many characters within a couple years that was just ubiquitous.
Yeah.
And by going the other direction, you made it to where it's a lot more iconic.
Yes,
it's classic, right?
Yes,
it plays off the historical stuff so well.
Yeah,
and it's a little cliched. I mean, with the red circle over the white face, but and it was Neil Hansen, if you remember, Neil Hansen from Comics Value Monthly. No, Comics. Is it Comics Value Monthly, Jeff? Was that the magazine?
There was one, yes.
Yeah, Comics Value Monthly. Neil Hansen was an editor there, and I met with him, showed him the art, and he's like, this looks really cool, but drop that circle over her eye. I'm like, what? He's like, you don't need that. And then I went with a straight kabuki tight, makeup. for the character, and I'm so glad I did.
If you want to go back to when we did Junen, and we have that great Kabuki theater scene in there, I think you created a tone for the whole series. With one of the things you did to do that was that decision to not have the red circle and go with like Deb called a more classic look.
Yeah,
and actually one of the things that Billy doesn't, I'm still trying to convince them to put into the book is Ron's a dog, which was supposed to be in the.
Hang on, wait a minute here.
Inspired by Billy's childhood watching The Little Rascals.
Excellent. Well played, my friend. Well played. So another cool thing is in the book is someone else who is a historian and a fan of Japanese mythology and culture, is one of my personal comic heroes, and yours, Jeff, I would attest, the great Stan Sakai, who graciously gifted us Usagi Yojimbo for a variant cover, and also for Usagi's going to play a sage type part in the book in a cameo. And I'm just over the moon. It's digitally colored by Thomas Gant, gives it a great watercolor feel to it, and it's just an honor working with not just
I love his rendition of She.
Oh yeah,
I do too.
Version
so
of
great.
the She costume. Like
what I like about this is when a couple years ago I had Billy do Painkiller Jane and Usagi Yojimbo for the Overstreet Free Comic Book Day issue on the cover. This was a nice turn to see Stan doing She.
Yeah, and it's a great honor, and he's such a wonderful man and an inspiration to everyone. So I have two heroes working on this book. One, Brian Pulido, who's going to join us. Brian is working till 8:15, so Brian will join us about 20 minutes, or 25 minutes. And Brian, to tell the story of how Lady Death became a part of this, is that I pitched Brian. I asked him to have Lady Death as a part. And the story goes with San Diego Comic-Con 1993. I went with every last time I had to go with filled with dreams. It's like I was going to Hollywood, Steve. It was like I was getting off the train from, Boise, Idaho. I just a beauty pageant, right? And I arrived at San Diego Comic-Con, and I met with, stood online for hours with the Marvel and DC editors, even Harris Comics, a couple of the Dark Horse, a couple of the others, and some interest, some nice things, some snarky things, but it was the Razor Annual pages. And at that point, the character still was kind of ran at that point. And nobody hired me. Not only that, they really didn't treat us well. We were like cattle almost, it was like a casting call. And I did get an offer to do what was it?
Malibu.
Yeah, no. I got a cover for Malibu. I did, which they used in the solicitation the same month that She #1 came out, but they never printed that cover for the Protectors. But I did get some interest to do a annual for DC Comics, but they wanted me to draw like Jim Lee.
Oh yeah.
And if I could ape Jim Lee's style. And the thing is that I can't ape Jim Lee's style, and I don't want to ape Jim Lee's style. So I was pretty dejected, and then I found my way into small press, and I came upon this table, and there was three young guys, and one of which was this metalhead-looking guy with long hair, and he had his comics Evil Ernie up, and he was hawking his own stuff, and it was his own book. So I just approached him, showed him my portfolio, because I don't care. I'll go to anybody. And it was Brian Pulido. And Brian treated me like a peer. Brian had Evil Ernie come out through Malibu, right, Jeff? Yeah.
Actually, from Eternity, but the same company as Malibu.
Okay, yes. And then he was planning on publishing his own book in 1994.
Yes.
With this new character, and offered me a pinup for the book to draw a pinup for it. And I was just over the moon, but he really inspired me that he was doing his own comic. And you want to tell the story? Remember, I came home and I'm like, I met this kid, this guy.
Well, obviously, the first thing we talked about was what kind of reception he got, and did he get any work out of it, and yada 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 yada. And then by the end of the conversation, he's like, "We can do this. I'm going to do my own book."
Yeah.
13,642.
How much?
13,642.
Holy crap! Wow, 13,995. Thank you guys. Oh my, almost at $14,000. Holy
cow!
This is
great.
Yeah. So
hey, I want it, Billy. There's a Matt S has a question, and I think that this is a fun one to talk about. The characters that appear in this, we really wanted to go with either public domain or creator owned for two reasons. One, we actually are making a bit of a statement with the story about that kind of stuff. And two, we wanted people that we didn't have like lawyers and agents and all that kind of stuff like that. We wanted people that we could ask one person and get a yes, no.
Right.
Because we knew that the sense of the guest stars far and away was Lady Death. And in addition to that, the other guest stars, the creators, are actually the more important elements. Rob Liefeld, Art Thibert, Stan Sakai. And if you look at it, that's sort of been our purchase. Look at this, 14,033.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
It's really helping us out. We appreciate all of your support. And with Stan, the negotiators were like, Stan, can I use this cover? I said, I'll do a cover swap if you want me to pay you. And he's like, no, Billy, you could use it. Just send me a book. I said, well, I'll do a cover. I'll do something for you. Anything you want me to draw for you, a variant, a pinup, anything, I'll do it. And
you had already done one for Rob.
Yes, I did. Yes. And
So
Rob and I swapped. Yeah.
Rob Liefeld was a pure swap, but people like Stan and Brian, over the years, they're not just peers, they're friends. Yeah. And I think it's important to explain that we're very fortunate of the friendships we've made in this industry, and
and protective of them too, Debbie.
Absolutely. That's kind of the direction I was going, that not that we would do it with everybody and they wouldn't do it with everybody, but the people that know how we take care of our character and know that we would extend that same respect to their character are the ones that we're more than willing to jump on board. And whether we work out a trade in the future, it's kind of like back in the old days when you have my marker kind of thing. So it's, but we're very, very lucky.
Yep.
That we have the friends we do.
Yeah. And the cool thing was a lot of them, we were at Chicago Con, but we kind of were separate, right? I don't know where they put us. I mean, it was good, but we didn't meet anybody really, right?
That con was
well, we met Jeff Smith and Vijaya and they took us into their little circle.
Jeff and Vijaya were San Diego.
No, wasn't it Chicago?
No, it was San Diego.
Oh, okay. It was San Diego.
I remember meeting them.
Okay.
And Chicago, I don't remember a lot.
Yes. So at San Diego 1994, they put us all together in this independent pavilion thing. So we had Brian and Brian Francisco were next to us on the corner. They had a double. They had a big booth on.
They weren't right next to us.
They weren't.
No, but they were very close to us. They were like.
Okay.
You talking about San Diego?
Yes.
Yeah, they were close by, but they weren't right there.
Okay. And then across from us was Don Simpson, Jeff Smith, Jeff and Vijaya, and Stan was up a little ways. And all of them, I don't know, was it Jeff and Vijaya?
Jeff and Vijaya were closer to the front door to the right. They weren't right across from us. We had to walk to get to them.
Oh, okay. Well,
the bottom line is we could all yell to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how San Diego was then. And they just took us under their wing, and I remember because what's his name? Who does Star Child? James Owens.
James Owen.
James Owen. So James Owen's
is that
great.
Right? Is that right? Or are we conflating two of them?
No, I think James Owen, yeah.
Okay.
So James Owen, so the thing with Jeff Smith came out with Bone in mid to late 1993, and it exploded. James Owen did his book called Star Child, and then James outsold Jeff. So James never, what's up, Marcus? So James never would let Jeff Smith that. James Owen out Jeff Smith. And then Jeff Smith came up to me with James Owen. He goes, "Hey, James, I want to know you that this is the guy that Jeff Smith, James Owens." Because she exploded, and we were just, it was crazy. It was just great. Wow, we're almost at $15,000.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Gracious, thank
Yep.
you,
Hey,
everyone.
I
I'm
need
so
to-
glad everybody's getting behind this whole idea.
I just want to say a hello to our pal Stat Zero. What's up, brother?
What's up,
Good to see you, pal.
Hello.
And we're all thinking of you. You're in all of our prayers. And
I have a question.
Just hope all is well, buddy. So just thinking of our friend. He's had a very trying year, to say the least.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, Dr. Blevins.
I just need to say thank you very much for inviting me on. Of course, this is incredible. You know, Lady Death. I mean, as always, Miss Fury. I mean, I know it's going to be incredible. Like, because I mean, you have an incredible team already setting it up. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to be very active. I'm up here at the store, unfortunately, and it's my nephew's birthday, and he came up to say hey to me, and then we had customers. There's a big Pokemon release tomorrow, and people have been getting killed over it. It's ridiculous.
What?
Oh yeah.
What?
Absolutely. Yeah. This little thing right here. So Pokemon ETB called Prismatic Evolutions. So yeah, these things they're $30 from your distributor. They have a retail price of $50, and I have mine priced at $154, but they're already going for over $200. And they release tomorrow, and people have gotten their friends to get them some early, and like there's been stabbings and shootings and stuff. Like,
jeez,
like people are trying to catch them all like hardcore. So yeah, we got this big giant
for a quarter of the price next year.
Man, it's like going to a Steve Perros play premiere.
Yeah,
to pick the best seats.
So we have, we got the big giant metal gate on the front of the building. We had to deal with the police and stuff because the people are wanting to wait outside to get them tomorrow.
Really?
Have you electrified the grid?
Oh, it's bad.
Well, I'm sorry you're all going through that over something that should be good.
No, Dr. B's making some money.
Well, I had to put online that we're not selling them in store. We're only selling them online, and we're only going to mail them out. Like we're not gonna set up for people to come in and pick them up.
Hijacked from them as they're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
wow,
that's smart to do, Brian.
That's crazy.
Well, just have to. It's for the safety of everybody,
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much for having me on. I do got to go, but man, as always, Pop XP is where it's at. I love all you guys, and you guys have a great night.
Thank you, Dr.
All right, thanks,
Good night,
Blevins.
Doctor.
Thanks, Dr. B. I'll talk to you tomorrow, brother.
Definitely. See you, sir. Bye.
All right.
That's nuts. It's just Pokemon.
It's just Pokemon, dude. Dude, I did. Remember I tweeted at San Diego Comic-Con that we found a Pokemon when they were doing that search, and they were searching for Pokemon in San Diego.
You had that app on your phone.
And you could find, and I'm like, I put on Twitter, Steve, so there's this Pokemon Go thing where they were,
That's
kids.
what it was called.
So people, wasn't
Pokemon
kids.
Go.
I wish it was kids. It was
No.
dudes our age. And they were trying to find.
Crystal was like obsessed. She was finding them everywhere.
My wife was obsessed with that.
Yeah, well, so I posted at San Diego. I got wind of the whole thing. I'm like, what is this Bakugan or something? There's a Bakugan Pokemon thing at my booth? At booth 1805 at San Diego Comic-Con?
1801.
Booth 1801, standing between B2C entrance, and these people started coming because I can get them to come to the booth. Just a little white lie. Anybody.
Weirdo.
Did it work?
Well, they came to the booth. They didn't buy anything. But
That makes so much sense. I think that was a very wise move.
Thank you. Steve gets it.
It's a marketing triumph.
Except we really don't have the Pokemon audience.
That's true. That is true. That is true. Rini Strikowski, Irene Chen Strikalski, beautiful cover, one of our variants.
Love it.
Yep, featuring the original blue.
Might be my favorite.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Featuring the original Blue Beetle, Miss Fury, Black Terror, Phantom Lady, the original Daredevil, She, and Ran. Just what a great cover.
An awesome cover.
She's just a delight.
Falling through reality or crashing through reality.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
And of course, another one, Score.
Amazing.
The great Rob Liefeld came in. What a mensch. What a great guy. Whoop. I don't know. Someone called me from Las Vegas. Sounds like it could be a fake call. Let's give it a call. Let's see.
It's Steve.
Hello. Everybody call this number.
No thanks.
No, we know it's a spam call, Deborah.
How do you know?
My God. The only people I know in Vegas are the La Biancas. Anyway, so Rob Liefeld lent his talents to this. It's limited, right? The Liefeld covers are limited to like 500 copies only. There's a metal edition. Yeah, 1,000. What is the Rob Liefeld metal edition limited to?
I don't remember. It's in there.
Yeah, and more limited. Anyway, we got lots of cool perks.
You want me to remember all this?
Yeah.
Billy.
Yes.
16,126.
Holy cow.
Amazing.
This is crazy.
Thank you guys.
Yep, Stephen Peros. Thank you for this. Everybody Charleston. Anna Ishikawa doing the Charleston with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Minnie and Mickey Mouse, and can you do Popeye?
Wow.
With Popeye, because we do start in 1939, but then we jump back to 1928 briefly. And it was just fun drawing it. Nice gams, right?
I'll say.
Yeah, Steve, tell us about Everybody Charleston.
Well, Everybody Charleston is the original title of a script I wrote that takes place, true story, based on a true crime story. That ultimately got when I first wrote it, and for years it was almost made under the title Everybody Charleston with an exclamation mark, and it was about a murder that was rumored to have happened on board the yacht, the 220-foot steamer yacht belonging to William Randolph Hearst, who silver mines owned newspapers, 1 and 2 newspapers in all the major cities in America, could get presidents elected or not elected. Anyway, Charlie Chaplin was on board, his mistress, Marion Davies. Oh, look at this. You stripped all the credits off, including my name off of that.
Oh, I just read the first thing I saw.
So it wound up becoming, the movie almost got made, almost under the title Everybody Charleston. Billy knew it and was introduced to it as Everybody Charleston. And then I turned it into a stage play, and I changed the title to The Cat's Meow, which is a popular phrase from the 1920s, meaning a great time, a good time. And that became, hoping that would reinitiate interest in the film. It did. And the movie got made with Kirsten Dunst as Marion Davies and Carrie Elways from The Princess Bride and all sorts of really amazing cast. The comedian Eddie Izzard.
Joanna Lumley.
What's that?
Joanna Lumley.
Joanna Lumley, the great Joanna Lumley. From Absolutely Fabulous and many other things. Jennifer Tilly, all sorts of great people are in the movie. I'm very proud of the cast. And I got to go to Greece and Berlin to make the film. We shot on the ocean off the coast of Greece. We shot in a studio in Berlin. And it was just an extraordinary time with a legendary director. And Billy always remembered the title, Everybody Charleston. Mm-hmm. So when I saw him name this Everybody Charleston, I definitely felt honored at that. So thank you, Billy. It's
I can't believe you left out the most important star.
Who's that?
The cameo by the chauffeur.
Oh, well.
There. Yes. I wonder if we could find that. Nile, could you search for
Let me see if I can find
Is it the ending? Is it the ending scene or the beginning scene? When
both. I'm at the beginning when I bring Eleanor, Joanna Lumley to the yacht. I got to drive a 1920s something or other. Yeah. And then when I take her away, I think the film cycles on and off of Amazon Prime for free. I think it's on now for free. I think it's visible. Funny thing is, I appear in the film twice.
Good movie.
Thank you. I appear in the film twice when I bring her to the boat, and then at the end when I pick her up and take her away. Now, nobody put me on the call sheet, or at least told me, because I was there as a screenwriter on set, and I had a ponytail at the time, and apparently the actor from Athens didn't show up. And the line producer ran to me and said, Steve, can you be in the film and play Eleanor's driver? Because we were in a remote little dock somewhere in Greece. And I said, yeah, but what about my hair? And they said, oh, I'm sure they can weave it up and they can put it up on top and under the. So anyway, so I went to our Academy Award-winning makeup and hair guy, British guy, and I said, so can I be in the film? Can you maybe do a weave, put it up in the. He goes, no effing way, mate. No effing way. No, because Peter's going to do a close-up. He's going to do a side, and then they're going to see this little. No. You either cut your hair off or you don't do the part. So I said, wow, okay. And so I made a big decision, which endures to today, which is cutting the hair off. And I think I had a ponytail because I thought it back then. Think it makes you look younger. Yes, I cut my hair. Everybody says I look 5 years younger.
I didn't know this story. I didn't know this story. This is a great story, Steve.
Yeah, he had a beard and everything, too.
The only person who liked it, who didn't want me to cut it, was Joanna Lumley. He said, oh, no. And when a British woman says, no, don't cut your hair, you take it very seriously.
That sentence by itself is like one of the great name drops ever. The only person who didn't want me to do is Joanna Lumley. Yeah. It's a great thing to be able to say.
Yeah, but Steve, that was also probably like a $300 haircut.
Well, yes, if I actually, and you know what, it's on. Carrie Elway shot video of this Oscar winner, Trevor Proud, cutting my hair, and it's on some high 8 tape somewhere in a box somewhere. I got to get transferred someday. So yeah, and we thought, well, maybe I could sell it, and give it to somebody who they didn't care. Nobody wanted the hair, so it went the way of all hair, as they say.
We can use that. We use that in the next Stoker and Wells campaign.
That's right. There you go. That's right. Speaking of Stoker and Wells, I don't know. I'm just saying. This is kind of has a time traveling element somewhere in the last pages. It would be kind of really cool if the guy who popularized time travel in fiction, what was his name again? What was that author's name? Was it H.G. Wells?
Orson Welles.
I don't know. Maybe somewhere he could stick his head in and open a door. Just saying. I don't know.
Dawn Wells.
Gilligan's
Island fame.
H.G. Wells with Dawn Wells. That would be very fun. God bless. Very excited. Thank you. That's book. I'm very proud of. Billy's. Billy and I are going to be in Albuquerque. Any of you are in the area coming to Albuquerque Comic-Con, the 3 people on the right side of your frame will be there and ready to greet you and embrace you if the law allows. As I'll be selling all sorts of Stoker and Wells, including Billy's very, very Billy's rare. Gorgeous variant cover. I'll have those there, which was a very limited printing. So hope to see some of you there as well.
Yes, and Robert Fraga. Bill, you need to draw my 1940s Willie's Coupe into the comic. We'll see. It'll be getting destroyed if it's in it, though. But Robert, your brother Dan Fraga will be joining us too at the con. Dan's a great guy, one of the professionals, one of the kings, and we'll look forward to hanging out with him. We've already got dinner reservations. We've got reservations for Saturday night for dinner, which will be fun.
Oh, that makes much more sense. When you told me you had reservations about going to dinner with them, I thought it was
not anymore. I did initially, but not anymore.
Yeah, has a little hesitancy.
But again, your brother Mike responded. He said, "Oh, I wish I had known." I don't know if you want that Mike Peros to come, but that might be kind of interesting for a con in the future. Have your brother Mike fly out and join us
in the middle of a school year? What are you talking about?
It's a weekend.
That's true. He could say he's the chairman of the department, of course.
Yeah, and it's Martin Luther King Day Monday. He's off.
That's right. I didn't even think. I did let him know I was going, but in the last minute, I didn't think that he might come.
But the invite was not.
Yeah, you don't want to take your spotlight. Don't have him.
Yeah, but I have to go to the bathroom real quick. You sit here. You put your little fanny right here.
Didn't you go before you got in the car, Billy? You should have gone before you got in the car.
I did, but
don't make me
Well,
turn
Tex,
this show around.
Why don't we talk about a little more about the story?
Yes,
For
JC.
let's talk about it. Like, give us a premise. What are we dealing with here?
Well, I think the first and foremost, it is a bit of a romp. It is superficially a step away from the uber serious and wonderful story that Steve and Billy have been telling, and first in the Return of the Warrior trilogy, and then their upcoming story. And I say that superficially because I'm hoping that people will get underneath that there is a bit of a real story to this thing, in addition to the fun. Billy and I have been talking about it for about 3 years, and where on when I play editor for Steve and Billy, which is like the easiest job in the entire world, I'm just continuity cop. I'm just there as a sounding board, occasionally saying like, how about this? What are you doing that for? Okay. And then oohing and ahhing over pages like the Speed Racer page.
I love that
but
page too.
It's just like one of the coolest pages ever. But where on that I might be the voice of the guy going, yeah, it'd be cool, but here's the consequence of that. In this case, Billy says something crazy, or I say something crazy, and the other one goes, yeah, and we make a note of it and add it down. And
that was more Steve's job.
the best of it, Deb, the focus he brought is just really tremendous. And Billy will tell you this, I had every confidence that was going to be the case. I literally wasn't worried that we didn't have the ending, because we had 3 endings. Actually, we had 6 endings.
That's a lot of endings.
And yeah, and you don't really need 6 endings unless you're like Wayne's World.
Party time, excellent.
Yes, or the Scooby-Doo ending, or but the thing that we got is we wanted to represent all these incredible eras that comics went through, all the following of trends. And some of the readers know that, or viewers know, that I was an associate publisher toward the end of Russ Cochran's run with the EC Comics, and producing the EC archives, the beautiful color editions of that great work. And I was already a little bit of an EC historian before that, but one of the things about them is that up until Bill Gaines took over the company, when his father died suddenly, they had sort of followed trends. They did cowboy stories, they did romance stories, they did, in addition to the Westerns, and monster stories and all this kind of stuff like that. And then they set out to do what they called the new trend, which was Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, and so on, Haunt of Fear, Weird Science. And they did their groundbreaking stuff. And so we just went and said, what's the thing about following trends, and what's the thing? And then as we talked more about the origin of Ran, and really I got into the way she looked, it is so iconically 90s, but it is not timeless. Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at that character, and that character to me looks steeped in the 90s. And I thought that gave us a lot to play with. And then also part of this grew out of the interview I did with Billy that ran in the back of the She #1 art edition, which Billy had told all of those stories before, but he had never told them in a chronological fashion in one setting. And so doing that, I felt like I had a better picture on the creation of She. And so we backwards did some backfill on Ran and came up with her motivations and things like that for this book. And it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of discussions, because with Ran, we're not going off of 30 years of history. We're going off of 1994.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what could have been. And thank you, Jeff, for that. Thank you. Guys, we've got a guest that popped in. And dare I say, the king of Kickstarter. The one, the only, the master of the universe. I'm the kid brother he never wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Pulido. What? Oh, you both. Hey, kid, what's up? You muted. You muted, Brian. You're muted.
How am I now?
Now you're good.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. I'm so excited about Gatecrasher. All you savages that are watching this stream, don't get it twisted. If you're going to back one campaign on Kickstarter this year, it's this one. But if you're going to back one other campaign on our own personal platform, back that.
That's awesome. Hey, Brian, that incredibly bold and obvious, so exciting, and innovational. If you would share with the viewers, you're actually created your own crowdfunding platform.
That's true. So we designed over the course of the last year Coffin Launch, which is our own crowdfunding platform. And the reason we did that was for 3 reasons. One, we wanted to increase our ability to provide the great customer service that we are known for. Number 2, we actually wanted to reduce pricing and pass those benefits to our customer. So not being on a third-party platform, we don't have those fees. And then thirdly, it was time. You know, we're now moving out of being a younger publisher, so to speak, into a mature publisher. And we know we do about 8 new comics a year. We just thought it was time to put our big boy and big girl pants on and do our own crowdfunding platform so that we can get books to people more quickly and more efficiently the way they're used to on our store.
Incredible. I mean, what a bold thing.
Bravo.
Yes. Bravo, brother.
That is awesome.
So
well, thank you so much.
Yep. You are launching Lady Death Savage Reign in less than 3 weeks.
That's an incredible image too.
Yeah, that's badass. And V.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so this is a bold new era of Lady Death. We plucked Lady Death out of her present-day continuity, and now she is taken to a sword and sorcery realm. So it's Lady Death on every page, blood, blood and guts. She's robbed of her powers. She's robbed of her sword. And what the heck's going to happen? She's up against an evil sorceress named Crusade and her army of 10,000. So it's very simple, very straightforward, the nice fantasy setting that people love Lady Death to be in.
Very cool.
That's great, bro.
Very cool.
Mike Chrome, and Elmer Santos. This is such a dynamic drawing, bro.
Oh my God.
It's so crazy, guys. Like today, I just did a sneak attack sneak peek, and we're doing a fine art print of that image, and the detail never ends. It's truly remarkable. Yeah. But I thank you so much for talking about it. But let's go back to talking about Gatecrasher, which is the project of the moment, burning up Kickstarter.
Yeah, and thank you all. And if I'll share it, and we got a little late start, because we've been having a good time, but we are already closing in on $18,000. Thank you guys. What an amazing first. Less than an hour launch. Thank you so much, guys. And Brian, thank you so much for allowing us the use of, Lady Death. What can I say? I was telling the story earlier.
The icon herself.
Yep. And Debbie, you'll remember is when I came back from San Diego in 1993, and just how inspired I was by you.
We would not be here if it were not for Brian.
Yep. I can say
I don't
that
know.
without even
I know that. Well, dude, we're dear friends. We connected since the beginning. And what I know to be true is Billy Tucci, whether you met me or not, you would have sought your own destiny. So I always thank you for that credit, but I think it's out of scale. No matter what was going to happen, you have that same spirit of get out of my way, I'm going to do it. So it was going to happen no matter what. I'm just happy as friends we are at a point in our careers where we can do this sort of thing where it's like, hey, can you loan me Lady Death for this story? And I'm like, hey, sure, because we're friends. could you loan me she for a story? So that's something that's coming up a little later in the year, where she is actually appearing in one of our comics in a story that is just a fun story.
And that the coloring on that cover, oh my god!
I gotta say seriously, since we had the conversation several years back, and where we decided to put both Lady Death and she on the Overstreet cover, and then I got to moderate the panel for you guys for the 30th anniversary at San Diego. It's really cool to get to have your character in this story, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. Not a lot of people have written my character other than me. You guys, I got to make sure that dialogue is right.
Oh, everything. Yeah, you'll get. Jeff's had a little. We had a little setback this week, if you can imagine. So,
why is there something special going on in comics this week?
No,
not at all.
Well, Jeff was a little preoccupied for, but he's still battling through, and he's been working with us.
Well, Jeff, if I understand everything correctly, I was very happy not to hear Gemstone involved in this story.
Yeah, and listen, my concern is for colleagues and friends and family, obviously.
Understood, without a doubt.
And there's, I've got more questions than answers.
Got it. I'm not going to ask any.
But it didn't stop my phone from blowing up.
Oh gosh,
I'm sure.
Yeah. Every conversation we'd have, it lasted about 3 minutes and 32 seconds. And then somebody else had to call in, and he had to go.
And it's made for some long days. But the great thing is, Brian, in all seriousness, the great thing about working on somebody else's creator on character, I'm not writing any dialogue for she that Billy doesn't approve. It totally makes sense to me to have your blessing on it.
Oh yeah, that's contractual, but yeah, that's happening.
No, well, and we wouldn't have it any other way anyway. No, you'll get, of course, and you see what you'll rewrite it and all, but it's
absolutely
Lady Death plays a pivotal role, crucial role.
That's exciting.
And I think we've written it to you. I hope we've written it to your liking. She it plays this very sage-like character. She's a badass. She's the queen,
Perfect. When I'm thinking of Lady Death, for me, I'm always thinking of an unrelenting driving force. Like that's who she is.
But she's also inspiring, like you've been inspiring to me. So this project is very personal to Jeff and I, because when we deal with my character Rand, that this was the character in the samples when I showed you in 1993, Brian, San Diego.
That's cool.
Is the character that's on the left. And cool. I literally, after San Diego, through a serious course of events, I left that character behind, and she never got her due.
Oh, so wow.
The basis of this character is Rand's whole existence is that she wants to live. She wants to be creative,
to experience what she was intended for.
Right, what she was intended. So she feels like she's been robbed of this legacy because she's never been in print before this.
Yeah, that's true.
Aside from a footnote in she history, even though she came first. So Jeff is doing a great job writing it after conversations with me of what my ideal was for this character at that time.
Wow, that's cool. I love that.
Yeah, and then they at the end they come to they both come to an impasse with Lady Death. What?
You have to stop talking before you give it away.
Oh, I don't. It's not.
Well, what's really fun is I love seeing people bring to life their earliest creations because there's a realness to it, a power and authenticity. Even Savage Dragon was actually Eric's original creation, even though it had a different form. And even this year, you'll see, I guess, McFarlane had a different design on Spawn. He's actually given that interpretation of Spawn a book this year.
Now, what about you, Brian? I mean, I know you're short on time and all. What about the antithesis, not the catharsis, I guess, if you will, of Evil Ernie? You created Evil Ernie first. I don't know if you did, and then Lady Death.
Yeah, that's right.
How did Lady Death come to being?
many years ago, I wrote an initial draft of Evil Ernie, the screenplay, and it was actually called Psycho Night. I got it to a development executive, and I don't remember who this person was, but this was many years ago, 1988. And that person really actually showed, I guess to me, showed pity on me, got on the phone and said, look, your character, Ernie, is fat. He needs a motivation. You got to go back and do the homework. Why is he doing this? And it was very generous because, as you'd imagine, something like that, a conversation like that, an unsolicited screenplay to a company could never happen again. But it was very generous. And I began a journey, and somewhere during that journey, I happened upon the phrase, behind every great man is a great woman. Then I started to design the ideal woman from Evil Ernie's point of view. And that became the initial genesis of the character that would eventually become Lady Death, which looked totally different than how she looked now. Lady Death originally began looking like a beach bunny. She looked like Christina Applegate in Married with Children. She had flesh tone, eyeballs, you know, and I got more feedback, and people were telling me, yeah, that's not what I expect out of a horror queen. And then again, the journey continued, and I happened upon a character named Vampira, who was an LA horror host in the late 50s, early 60s. And it really clicked for me. It's like, okay, if I'm going to go into the realm of the Gothic goddess, what could I then bring to it that would be different? And that's where I was thinking again of the idea of like death is a pale horse. So I started thinking the removal of the pupils, the removal of any color in the hair, just going completely alabaster. So you're asking, I'm telling, man. That was kind of part of the journey.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's
Now,
so cool.
we would all say back in the day that, well, looking at your wife, Francisca, like, that's Francisca. I'm sure she inspired you in some way. I mean, your wife is beautiful and brilliant and
of course.
And
yeah, there's no doubt. And imagine, like, I had probably done a draft or two of Evil Ernie and maybe introduced a real early version of Lady Death in that screenplay when I met Fran. So I think Fran's strength and drive has something to do with it as well. Yeah.
Well, I
and
guess
that
you do have a
Monroe-esque
type.
quality she has.
Yeah. You do have a type, buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you, Brian. Again, we will do, of course, with all of your blessings. Oh, yeah, we both lucked out, didn't we, buddy? I know you're driving.
Hell yeah, and I know that to be true.
Yeah. Steve, we lucked out.
No, I'm good. I got this on lock.
Niall, we all lucked out,
Absolutely.
didn't we? We were all
That's
very
right.
blessed
We
having
did.
these wonderful, beautiful dames in our lives.
Absolutely.
You're a dame. Yes, a dame is a good thing. It's not I didn't call you a broad. I call you a dame. A dame is.
Pursuant to our earlier discussion today, you want to click on Lilith Kane's comment.
Where is Lilith Kane?
Right there. Hello, my friend.
Hey,
I
Lilith.
missed you. We keep missing each other. That might be an interesting idea for a mid-campaign edition.
Oh, to give it a little bit of pop, if you will.
Nice.
Acetate. So that means it like explodes?
No.
No, that's nitrate. The nitrate, right, Steve? Like the old
No, the
nitrate
acetate
film?
overlay.
Effects that are an overlay.
Yeah, but what if it's exposed to oxygen? It just explodes.
Yeah, give it that vintage photo look.
Billy, don't start with the glow in the dark cover again.
There's still, Brian, there is still hope for the grow in the dark cover. There it is.
It's not so much glow in the dark as shrink in the light. It's an isoconstricting photoreactive tripolymer. It's just going to be too expensive to do.
I don't know. I talked to Jimmy.
How big is it going to grow?
Yeah. The possibilities are endless. You can. It depends, how much. It depends how long it's in the dark.
The major
Thank you
award.
for the suggestion, Lilith, and we will most definitely. Anybody else that wants to comment on that idea?
That fantastic
as to whether
idea.
or not they think it's a fantastic idea, like me and Lilith seem to. Let me know.
I think so.
I also want to say big up to Lilith. She's awesome. Thank you for backing all our campaigns and being phenomenal.
Cheers. Hey, Brian, so my video, I have a couple of these coins. And I know you're driving. I don't know if you could see this one.
I cannot.
I'm going to go big.
Oh, let's see.
This particular coin is the one I grabbed.
Yes.
Which campaign, which year is this one? The Coffin Comics Sworn Club.
Well, that's actually for joining up and being part of our club. So we're entering the 5th year of our club called Sworn Club, and that's part of the membership kit.
Oh, okay. So I'm in the club, if you will.
We are
Dude,
most definitely.
you're totally in the club.
Excellent. And I never thought that I'd want to be a part of a club that would have
Billy?
Yes.
19,240.
Holy, are you kidding me?
Thank you, everyone.
And as Apex Comics points out, Indiegogo is 91,000, so that's 120,000.
Oh, guys.
Fantastic.
Thank you, guys. Brian, thank you all. Brian, what do you think of my beard?
I like it. I like it, but I don't have to. But I don't have to kiss you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
So Brian, picture this, okay?
Oh boy.
So Deb and I are going to a fundraiser, a Gatsby
charity Gatsby Gala.
Cool. That's excellent.
Charity Gatsby Gala, okay?
Nice.
And I am going to shave said beard.
Oh.
I've been shaving it the whole time. I never let it grow. Pearls had a great beard.
No, you did let it
Paris
grow,
had a-
and I badgered you into getting rid of
She
some
called
of
me a bum, Brian. I can't. No one uses that word bum.
it. I did.
No, and I come downstairs and she's sitting on the couch and she's just staring at me. She goes, "You look like a bum." That's what she said. Anywho,
That's what I said. Maybe
so-
not exactly like that, but I did say that.
so check this out. So for the Gatsby thing, I'm gonna get a shave and a haircut.
Nice.
Thank you. At the barber, and I'm gonna get a Errol Flynn pencil mustache, if you will. What do you think?
Yeah,
And then
I think it's great, and I do sometimes reflect on the fact that you're younger than me, and yet you seem to relate to a generation like 3 times older than me. You love all that stuff.
I think that's Steve Peros' fault.
There you go.
Well, it's your mother's fault.
Yeah. Well, my grandmother on my father's side, they were vaudevillians.
Oh, that's awesome. There you go.
Yep.
That explains it.
Wow.
And stage actresses, I can share a photo. I know we're going a little bit off of my beautiful grandmother, who I never knew,
Which is a travesty.
which is a tragedy, due to things. So I'll tell everyone. My dad, my birth father, my real father, passed away shortly before I was born. After I was born, my mother remarried to Tucci. So I'm not born at Tucci. And basically, there was a lot of things that my mother wanted to adopt me to her new husband, who wanted to have me as a child. That caused a horrific rift with the family of my birth father's side, which my wife is really, really, really pissed off about. And I never got to know never knew my father's side.
Wow.
It's
I'm
heartbreaking.
heartbroken. I am not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little angry too.
Yeah.
But I'm heartbroken for this poor woman who lost not only one son, but both of her sons and her only children. Knew that her grandson was out there somewhere and was not permitted to have a relationship with him.
Cold.
Yeah.
I can't really. I could cry now thinking about it.
Yeah, basically, my mother said, "Well, he's going to be a Tucci, and if not, you'll never see your grandson ever again." And that's kind of what happened.
Wow.
It's a terrible, but they loved me. So here's the crazy story, Brian, is that so a friend of the family, of their family, 50 years ago, my grandmother, my great grandmother gave him all of my family heirlooms.
Oh,
And
wow.
my grandmother said, because they were moving to Florida, because my grandfather had passed away, and they said, "If you please find my grandson and give this all to him."
Oh, wow.
And they gave, and he has saved this. My Uncle Walter, I call him, has saved for over 50 years.
Wow.
all of my family heirlooms, including this photo that came in, which is of my beautiful grandmother, that we're opening up this treasure trove of photos of not just them at Rockaway Beach, not them of all the stuff, but all of my grandmother and my great grandmother's vaudevillian photos.
And their friends.
And their friends. So I have
gave
all these
them autographed photos
so I have all
of
these
themselves. So they all exchanged photos.
Right.
So we have
cross-dressers and midgets and it's the craziest, freakiest shit. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Sounds awesome.
Brian,
Sounds
here's my
great.
beautiful grandmother, Josephine.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yep, Josephine Elliott. So there she is. And that's her professional photo. And she was in performance.
From her vaudevillian days.
And also, she was also on stage. So she was in Manhattan and all over the country. She traveled.
Wow.
So I guess that's where I get my theatrical flair, if you will.
There you go. Yeah, it's in the genetics.
In the genes.
And his art talent comes from her husband, his grandfather, Reggie.
So my grandfather, Steve, was a sign and movie poster painter for Warner's Distribution in Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
So all the things on the buildings and all the posters, he painted them.
That's extraordinary.
Isn't that stunning, Steve?
It's
so basically the people Billy is a product of, because if you put the artist together with the theatrical side, you get Billy.
Yeah,
that's right.
And he never got to know anyone.
And I got to know them, and they prayed for me, and their hearts were just broken of what happened. And apparently, so talking to my uncle Walter, they were just very nice people. And my grandfather was English, from England. You know, like he was born and raised in England. He was an English immigrant, and they just had that English stiff upper lip type of thing, hid their emotions, but they were heartbroken. And Walter sent me a giant box of all these.
So you haven't told them all how Walter found you.
Oh, tell them.
So
wait, there's more.
Some of you will remember Billy's
Scottish
genetic reveal on. So it was through that ancestry.com submission that Walter tracked Billy down.
That's exciting. Wow. How cool is that?
We got an email one day that Billy thought was a scam, and I said, this man is not calling you by any of the names you use. He's calling you by names he has no way of knowing. So this has to be real.
That is cool.
Yeah. So we called him up. We called him up. So my father used to race cars. So that's how they met. He told me he raced cars too on Long Island. So it was so funny because your father raced cars. Like, and my son William's really into cars. You know, like, it's just a crazy.
He's so much that family.
Yeah.
And to know that he never got to
and I got to know
any
them.
of them, it's just
And the sad thing is that I was their whole life, because like I said, they lost my father, and then his older brother Mickey in infancy, and then my grandfather died of cancer in 1970, I think. So here was my great grandmother and my grandmother, who these two beautiful women. If you want to grab one of the stage photos right behind you, I was all they had, and they couldn't come to me because my mother is just. You got those of you, Steve. You know my mother. You know, like it just, whatever riff happened.
Wow.
Down there. Isn't it down there?
I don't know where I'm looking. You just said behind you.
Right there, that big box under there.
Oh, well, tell me.
So they just, it's one of them stories. But you wonder where you come from, and it was all there, you know, and then the people. Is that one? Yeah, just give me that.
That's not.
Yeah, that's my grandmother, my great grandmother. No, it's not. It is. That's my great grandmother, my grandmother.
The other woman. This is one.
No, that's my grandmother, my great grandmother. I'll tell you, that photo is definitely. Oh, give me that one. Give me that one. So this is my grandmother.
I'm pretty sure that's the other.
And
I like this one better.
She likes. What do you like that? One day, so Scala, we got to do a show on all these vaudeville.
Lola,
awesome.
We should do it.
Take the top one.
I was actually Googling her, see if I could find anything.
It's I found it, but if I go big, let's go big on me. And I know Brian, we'll be quick. let's go. How do I do? Yeah. So this is my grandmother. That's my grandmother is that, and that's her mother. My great grandmother's behind her. So they were Lola. Yeah, my grandmother Lola Josephine, and her mother Jo. So it's funny because my great grandmother had
Their stage names were Laurel and Laverne.
Right, and my my great grandmother had my grandmother when she was 29. So if what do you think? She's 16, maybe back it was. So she's like in her 50s. My grandmother.
Wow,
she was pretty hot, you know. So here they are too. So that's how crazy is that? That's my, you know what I mean? Like just.
This
is
wild stuff. Amazing.
Yeah. It really is. And it's just something that like we have to do a whole show on that. And I want to start delving into and Brian, yeah, well, I know Steve's family. Steve's got a very colorful family, a great story. Brian, I don't know about you, but I'd love to, and Jeff, you know, your dad, and I've met your mom and stuff like that. I'd love to start doing these genealogy stories about comic creators' families and where they came from. And how they got to this point. What did your grandparents do? Was your grandparent, was your mom like a seamstress and hated you wanting to make comics or to make art or make film, or did they encourage it? I think that could be a very interesting thing to get to know the creators, the creator people.
I agree. That's a remarkable story.
Yeah, so I'm going to reach out to you guys. But, Brian, I know you don't have a lot. You're busy. Thank you so much. Let me go to the campaign and see where we're at.
Everyone who's watching this stream, please go back. Gatecrasher right now. You won't be disappointed. You are surrounded here tonight by a group of impassioned friends who are also creators. They're going to bring this to life in a way that will thrill and delight you. So, to Billy and to Deb, to Steve, to Nile, and to Jeff, I wish you nothing but the ultimate success on this campaign. As you know, we're going to support it by marketing and promoting it weekly throughout the entire campaign. And everybody, do yourself a favor and support this tremendous team.
Thank you, brother.
Well said. Thank you.
Thank you, pal. Love you, buddy.
Peace. Love you guys. Have a great time. Talk soon. Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be jumping off soon too, Billy. But this is so tremendous. I can't believe you're just about, if not already, at 20,000 in this hour.
Less than $200 to go. Man.
Sorry.
Wow.
It's
wow.
just...
You guys, thank you all. So much. You are wonderful. We're not going to stay on long. We'll ace out.
And we have to pack for.
Yeah, we all have a convention to get to. Well, I don't know us. At least 3 of us do anyway.
Yeah, Steve, are you all packed up?
I'm pretty much. Yeah. I just got to take care of a few things, but the heavy lifting is done. Making sure the suitcase is not more than 50 pounds is done. Yeah. Splitting it among a carry-on and a backpack. So I'm all good to go.
Yeah. What time do you arrive in Albuquerque?
We're going to be sharing the same shuttle to the hotel. We all arrive at noon. Ooh. You guys come in around noon. I come in around noon. So they'll grab us all. That's what they did when I was there 2 years ago. They grabbed everybody who was generally in around the same time.
Oh, great! All right, great. So we have Dan Fraga coming in. Bart Sears is coming in, and then our friend James Sanchez. If you're here, we're looking forward to hanging out with you. You hung out with Senor Sanchez. I
did. He's a fine man. We had a delightful time.
Good guys. And I don't know. I want to stay on until we hit 20,000.
You stay on.
Let's do it.
And if you guys want to go, Steve, I know you have to pack.
And I'm going to pop off, but again, I want to echo Brian's words. This is as I think you're seeing by the numbers ticking up here. Everything that you've been sharing about this book is sensational. We're kind of getting into a little more depth about just what is going to be in those pages here. On this stream, and I know that the fans and the friends will not be disappointed. So
there we go. Look at that.
There it is.
How can you go wrong with Nazi? Oh wow!
Whoa!
All righty.
Ding that bell.
Peace to you all, everybody. Bye from me.
Safe flight.
See you, Steve.
Yeah. See you, Steve.
Oh, gee whiz, old bean. I wish you would come in with us.
Congrats, man.
Well,
congrats with all. This is tremendous. I know, like, January's not a great month, they say, but wow, we are just, holy cow. What a great hour and a half, not even hour, hour and a half. Thank you so much. Nile, welcome back.
Yes.
Where you
been?
been?
A little while.
No, Nile's been busy. For everyone out there, Nile Scala is the heart and soul of the Pop XP, my partner. But he's been a wee bit busy with
Just a
real life
tad.
stuff. But you're back now, right?
We're back into the swing of it, man.
Woohoo!
We got some new. Actually, had a fun call today with Gunger Publishing. It's a new comic book publisher. They specialize in like sci-fi books and whatnot. So they actually just sent me 6 samples I'm going to read. They got some really good creators behind it. And I'm going to learn a little bit more about that. Have a nice meeting with the founders of that, that publishing group. And
Excellent.
might get a couple of them on the channel. They got some really cool sci-fi books.
That's great. I like that idea of I'd love to get into real in-depth interviews with creators about their family lineage.
Yes.
And I think I have a good gateway because I didn't know anything about my father's side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in a real Italian household.
I feel like though that needs to be done like in person. You can do it like Drew Barrymore style where she like sits on her guest's lap and like gets all deep with them.
I can see Billy doing that.
I could too.
Well, I'm not a big man, so I'm sure I could cozy up a little bit. Hello.
That's right.
I don't know. I think we should, right? We got to pack.
We got to
pack.
Yeah.
Everyone out there, I hope you enjoyed this show. This is a lot of fun.
Billy,
Bean.
Billy, I left you a message in the private chat. See that before you fly.
Okay.
And
Deb,
I'm going to. I see you, Lilith, my love, and I will right now leave and attend to any messages that are on the message board of Kickstarter right now. So thank you all. We value and appreciate you all, and our gratitude is with every one of you. So thank you.
We truly appreciate
it's an amazing
Nile.
start.
Mwah.
As always.
I will see y'all soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, babe. Old Bean, do you
See ya,
need a
babe.
GIF or a JPEG? It's fine.
JPEG's fine.
Okay. Niall, talk to us. What's going on? What's going on in the Pop XP? What do we have next week?
We have nothing next week. We have nothing. You didn't schedule anything.
Well, the week
Of course,
after
we
I
got
have
Thursday
I
Night
have the
Live, bro.
professional.
We got professionals coming up in 2 weeks on the channel. We've got Thursday Night Live with the TUCCI'S. And then there's some really cool shit going on right now in the world. And you know me, I'm a paranormal guy. I love my aliens. There's a disclosure coming up from the Air Force in like the next couple days.
What?
Supposedly on Saturday on News Nation. They're actually going to leak footage of UFO recovery. And I think it's fun to talk about that stuff with everything going on.
Jeff, you're Air Force brat. How do you feel about that?
I am not an Air Force brat.
I know.
I am the child of an Air Force guy and a
Was
brother.
your dad? Was your father in the Air Force too?
Yeah, but I was not. I never grew up on a base or anything. So no, I'm not taking credit for anything.
Okay.
I did get a text from this evening from my brother, who is delighted that the incoming Secretary of the Air Force is a KC-135 navigator veteran, which is one of the roles that my brother played.
Oh wow.
So he's rather happy about that.
I think we're all rather happy about a lot of things that's going on.
Listen, you know what? I'm happy about this campaign.
I'm very.
This is a great start in less than 2 hours.
Yep.
To really do this without any huge fanfare, us just talking around and you getting distracted with Errol Flynn. By the way, I think you ought to go with the Groucho Marx mustache. I just think you should do it.
Dude, I love that.
I would
you
love
said
that.
that. I
That
could
would be
so
great.
do that.
And I think you could have the physicality to pull it off.
Oh gosh, yeah. The way I could totally walk and do the whole.
Yeah.
Just get some stick-on eyebrows, to add to it.
So at any rate, Nile, great to see you, man. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah,
know.
it does, Nile. It does, Scala. So
Dude,
you're back now?
I haven't streamed with Tucci in like 2 months.
2 months. Now, are you back?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
Bro, we're back.
All right.
We're back.
Yes,
All the
he's
behind
back.
the scenes stuff is done. Working on some new intros, which I was hoping to have done for tonight, but it didn't fully work out that way. And I'm, like told you, I'm doing that, trying to get my show on Bristol moving. I want to get that up with my
What
interviews
show is
and things.
that on Bristol? What is that, Nile?
Bristol's like where we really dive in with the, I really want to dive in with like creators, and I've been talking to some bigger names. I want to get them in here. I really want to start, bringing in more. I mean, we've spent so many years, dealing with crowdfunding and independent comics, and I want to
small people like me.
more. Yeah, exactly. Like JC Vaughn, but I want to get like more in depth, more interactive. I want to have more visuals. I want to, make it more entertaining. And then what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to actually start transitioning a lot of our shows to like podcasts too. So if you don't have time to watch it and you're driving or you're working, you can listen to a nice edited podcast of the conversations. And, with the crowdfunding stuff too, I'm going to start, seeing what people are doing and, things that look really interesting and cool. I really want to give those people the spotlight.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. I can't wait. I'm in. I'm in, Scalawags.
We're doing it, bro. We're doing it. And of course, we got Steven Semino's show too.
Yep. So you're thinking Steven Semino or Tuesdays?
Tuesdays when they have it. That's kind of like our, they really want to honor, the Silver Age and those creators. They're trying to, their mission for anyone out there, it's like, I've really never given the Steven Semino show a shot. It's very entertaining. John is just a wacko. I love him. And, Steve is just, all knowledgeable, just an incredible guy. And what we're trying to do is really catalog these creators, these guys that are, unfortunately in the 70s, 80s, years of age, we're losing them. We want to get these guys documented like in a library. We want people to still recognize what they've done, what they're up to. A lot of them are still active, still pushing it and trying to get work and doing their own thing. And you're going to get so much information. And there's a lot of like inside scoop, things we start, they're able to talk about the behind the
stories
scenes.
Behind the stories.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It's
really cool.
Yeah. And I think, Jeff, something we should talk about is your Lost Universes. I think that would be a great show. It doesn't have to be live.
Listen, it could be live. It could be that. And, the thing is, we can get you guys lots of graphics for that. If Niall's trying to go visual here, I totally support that.
Seriously, tell for those that do not know, are unaware of Gemstone's Lost Universe books. Can you give us a little
the Overstreet? It's basically an extension of the Overstreet Guide. It's the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide to Lost Universes, and the whole thing. We've got 2 volumes of it. Each of them cover different ones. Everything that we document in there is represented with a photo, and we dive into comic book universes that have come and gone, and in some cases come again. Original Valiant, original Milestone, Defiant, but we also go into
Chaos.
Absolutely. Chaos. One of the things we go into is the Archie MLJs, which is their superheroes. Now we're not talking about the Archie characters, but they're superheroes, of which there's been like 8 separate incarnations over 80 years. And so, you've got Malibu Ultraverse, you've got the Captain Marvel, Shazam Captain Marvel from Fawcett. And just some brilliant stuff, and then some more modern stuff like CrossGen, but also 80s stuff and 90s stuff like First Comics, and this little mini. Eclipse was a non-universe, but there's a couple of different universes with mini universes within that. Whether you're talking Tim Truman's Scout or Mark Evaniers' DN Agents and Crossfire.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of stuff like that. Nexus and Badger, and the various offshoots there.
Was Ironjaw a part of that?
No, Ironjaw is part of Atlas Seaboard, and that is in there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Atlas Seaboard is my gateway drug to frustration, because that was the first Lost Universe I ever collected, and I didn't know it was a Lost Universe when I was in 8th grade.
Right.
Got Ironjaw 1 and 4 thrown into a collection to sweeten the deal. The guy wanted my Invaders #2.
Wow. And Lilith had a great point. The cross-gen had some great stuff, but it's a fascinating story.
Yeah.
I would love to get into that, talk about Mark Alessi, talk about the maybe even bring Brian Pulido in, because Lady Death was a part of the cross-gen universe.
No, it was a part of CrossGen, not the CrossGen universe.
Oh, okay.
They had a couple of imprints, and Brian was under one of them at the end.
Okay, but that would be a great story, Nile. And
that would be a great show. If we get the right people, get a few people that were involved with it, talk about its rise and downfall.
Yeah,
you know. But the Lost Universe's books, though, I mean, they are price guides, but the amount of articles and history and story in them, I mean, there's so much great information. And just stuff like you just didn't know, which is just what I loved about them. And I have
we had a lot of fun. And here's the thing: no matter what universe it is, some person loves it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part. At any rate, I want to say thank you to both you guys and to everybody else who was on the show, and particularly everybody who backed us so far. It's really super exciting.
Thank you, Obi. Yes.
I'm going to go eat.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Me too. And then pack. I have to go to the office and bring all the suitcases back to the house so we can put our clothes in and pack all my art supplies.
Oh, that.
Oh, geez. Oh, no sleep tonight. All right, everyone. Guys, thank you so much. What an amazing, amazing launch. I know this is 5 weeks after our, or 6 weeks after our Indiegogo launch. We love our Kickstarter backers like we love our Indiegogo backers. You guys are amazing. And getting back to my ADD. Where is it? Look at that. We're going to have Aaron, Andy Smith, Rob Hunter, and Chuck Dixon.
There you go.
Though I do like Chick Dixon. Chick.
Yeah, there's a great character. There's a great character there for a 1950s book.
It really is Chick Dixon.
Yep.
Is he?
All right, guys.
He's like a Hollywood reporter or something. All right, Old Bean. Thank you for joining us, everyone out there. Thank you guys for joining us. What a great show! What a fun time. Scala. Yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll see everyone next week.
We sure will. You want to take us out, bro?
Let's go. Hey, and everyone, please, if you're new, look below, click that subscribe button, and smash the bell when you know we're live and we're uploading some new content. Everyone have a great night. Bakshi Gatecrasher. Links below. Love you, everyone.
Love you guys.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.